Welcome to Girl Talk with Amy, Anna, and Lisa.
Come on, girls. Yeah, you know it's our world. So tell me, where the girls at?
Welcome to Girl Talk. I am Amy Valdivia, and I am here with my very, very dear friends, Lisa Garcia and Anna Robles. You know, we get together, like most girlfriends, we get together to chit-chat, share what's going on with the family, of course, encourage each other during tough times. And the best part is we relish and we sing for joy when one of us are seeing some success. We help each other through good times and bad times. When we get together, we realize, you know, we're in the comfort zone. We call it the comfort zone. Why? Because when we're in the comfort zone, there's no judgment. No judgment, no filters. Come as you are, share all your information. We're here to support. One day, as we're chit-chatting away, we realized, hey, we could invite all of you to the comfort zone. We realized that through our discussions and our guest speakers, we could actually share and help our friends, our family, and even our guests, you, all of you listeners, with maybe whatever's going on in your life. We want to make sure that we're available to you, and we hope that you enjoy visiting us here at the Comfort Zone. With that said, welcome to the show, and I want to introduce my girls. Anna, take it away.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anna Robles, and I am so excited to be here. Allow me to share a little bit of my story. My entrepreneurial journey began as a sophomore in high school. I was taking a class on entrepreneurship. I was so fascinated by this class because I saw the possibility of impacting the world by creating opportunity for others. If only I created a business. However, at that moment, I didn't know what that was going to look like or what that was going to entail. All I knew is that I had a love for numbers, and I still do. I love numbers. I also had a love for accounting and psychology. Interesting how life has a plan for you. And I found myself following the path of least resistance. And I did what most people do. I went to school and received an education and continued to work in corporate America. So for 15 years, I worked in the restaurant industry, working for a restaurant franchise. For the last 7 years out of those 15 years of working for this franchise, I was the director of training, and I actually managed 18 restaurants. And what I did, I trained restaurant managers to become successful. I taught the managers how to interpret and to project a profit and loss statement, how to make their restaurants more profitable, and at the same time, to be able to lead and motivate their teams to run a profitable business. After 15 years of working for this franchise, the inevitable happened. I lost my job. It was devastating at first, yet a blessing in disguise. Why, you ask? It allowed me to listen to the voice inside my head. The little voice in my head was talking to me, reminding me of the seed I had planted in high school. So as I'm contemplating what I'm going to do, an opportunity to be an entrepreneur was presented to me in the form of multi-level marketing. Yet I was not mentally prepared to embark on this path of entrepreneurship and did not recognize the opportunity. And I let it go, yet the seed was still planted in me. So I went back to corporate America where I felt safe, doing what I knew to, and it was to work for someone else instead of listening to that little voice inside of me. I worked for another company, completely different industry, for about 13 or 14 years, and I was very happy there. Then changes occur in the work environment. The environment became toxic, and when I say toxic, it started making me sick. I literally started gaining weight. Driving to work would cause me tremendous anxiety, and I started to go into depression. And that depression led to seclusion, where I was avoiding spending time with friends, spending time with family. I was always too tired to do anything. I was at my breaking point. Yet I was in denial. I didn't want to admit that I was in a state of depression. I was tumbling down out of control. Thank God for my friends. They knew something was wrong, and they were strong and loving and were able to call me out on my BS. They encouraged me to go out and get the help I needed, and I did go get the help that I needed so that I could once again become the confident woman I once was. And I left the environment that made me sick. Yet, all along, for quite some time, a dear friend of mine would invite me to become her business partner, to work together. I would love for you to come on board, she would tell me. Once I started to see the light and see the little entrepreneurial seed I had planted many years ago, it now had roots and was sprouting, coming out of the soil. I decided to take a leap of faith and join my friend in her business. I said yes. I was ready. I know I had a different view of life. I had an opportunity and I had a different belief in me. I went full out. I supported the business and dove deep into the business, learning more about it, how to make it grow. That's when I came across networking. Networking allowed me to meet many wonderful people. Remember that seed I had planted many years ago? It's now sprouting, growing, and blossoming. I started to blossom into the person that I am today, and that led into having a stronger belief level in myself, and that's when I created Yo Soy Amazing. I decided to go back into my original roots, which was to be able to make an impact in this world and to create an opportunity. And that's how Yo Soy Amazing was really born. My business coaching practice in which I am certified and I get to work with clients on a one-on-one basis, helping my clients achieve their goals and turn their dreams into reality and lead a more fulfilled life, and that they too get to create opportunities to impact this world and be amazing.
That is fantastic. Thank you, Anna. That's why you're my dear friend. I'm going to take over right now, and I'd love to introduce myself. I am Amy Valdivia. I have changed my journey in my career. I started off in college, actually accepting an advertisement, applying for a job as a receptionist. I get there thinking, okay, all is great. I get to get paid. And my boss says, by the way, you're a loan processor. And I said, a loan processor? I applied for a receptionist job. I have no idea what a loan processor is or does. And he proceeds to tell me, don't worry, you're going to be just fine. I purposely didn't say loan processor in the advertisement because if I did that, none of y'all college students would come apply. So I just said receptionist. You're really a loan processor. As I sat there for a few minutes, I thought, oh no, what did I get myself into? A couple minutes later, he walks up and he says, by the way, I have to leave. I have to go run errands. So I'm going to lock you in the office. We're in a strip mall. So it was okay. It was more for safety purposes, not for scary purposes. Decides to lock me in the office and says, here's the phone number to the underwriter that's working on all of my files. Call her. She'll take care of everything. I looked at him and I thought, oh my gosh, I have no idea what I'm going to do. And he says, it's okay. She'll guide you. Okay. So I call her up and she proceeds to tell me, walk around the office, go find this file. I want you to open up this file. And she starts giving me instructions. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just know she's telling me to call people, do things. I pick up the phone. I do it. So now, fast forward about 27 years later, I have worked so many different positions. I've been a loan processor. I became an underwriter, including an FHA certified underwriter. I've run operations. I've become branch manager. I was even the vice president of operations. I've done so many different roles in the operations side of the mortgage industry. I then am hired by my current company to actually write the guidelines for the company, which is really, really exciting to me, right? At the same time, I am also managing the down payment assistance programs for the entire company, the entire nationwide set of down payment assistance programs. I'm loving it. On the side, as like my little side hustle, I am originating loans, which is something I've done because people know I've actually established myself, have a good name in the industry. So friends, family, realtors that I work with know who I am, and we do business together. I originate some loans on the side. After a while, my corporate boss says, hey, I'd like you to come to corporate and start working at corporate every day. I remind him that I'm a mother and a wife are the first priorities in my life. And the reason I accepted the job to begin with was because I was a hybrid corporate employee and I had negotiated to work closer to home so I didn't have to make that commute and I could be closer to my daughter's school. That really didn't sit well with him. Multiple discussions, corporate politics, of course. How many times have we all heard that? Eventually, my position was eliminated. And there I was, 27 years into the business, wondering, okay, now what? I knew that I was having fun originating loans. And I also knew that when I originated loans, I was in control. I was the entrepreneur. I was wearing that hat for that moment. And I was really enjoying that. And I was feeling satisfaction. I was fulfilled by helping my clients realize home ownership. That day came and he said, there's no more job, no more paycheck. It was my opportunity to pivot in my career. When I started in college, I wanted to work for the UN, of course, save the whales, create world peace, conquer the world, go work for the World Bank somewhere, of course, wanted to work at the UN. However, I realized quickly that I was going to have to work in the basement for $35,000 a year if I could get in. Quickly, I realized the mortgage industry was the way to go. And now 27 years later, another pivot occurred, right? So college change, operation change. I'm now a full-time loan officer. Next thing you know it, I'm getting business, lots of hard work, determination, perseverance. I'm now the branch manager. And then what? I realized how much more networking is necessary. Networking has become center to my business. And I'm growing it. I'm loving it. I'm so excited to see where this journey takes me. I'm growing other loan officers. I am in a great partnership. And I get to visit my friends because I'm an entrepreneur. I get to do my own thing on my own schedule, meet with my friends, share wonderful stories, learn from them, and of course, learn from all of you. I'm so excited to see where we go with this. Thank you so very much. Now, my friend Lisa. Introduce yourself, my friend.
Yay! I'm so happy to be here, you guys. I am so happy that we had this idea, that we got together and on a whim just had an idea. Anna, I can relate to your story. Amy, I can relate to your story. I'm sure that there are so many other women out there that can relate to all of our stories that have the same thing in common. Okay, so I'll just say, hey everybody, my name is Lisa Garcia and I am a proud mother of 4, a grandmother of 2, and a multi-business owner. So where do I begin? I was born into an Italian Catholic family. The women got married, they had families of their own, and there was really no encouragement to continue your education further than high school and prepare yourself for a career in life. So when I became of age, then that's what I thought I had to do. I didn't have the tools or the proper guidance that would have encouraged me to pursue a greater education, which I am proud to say that I did do as an adult, married woman, mother of 4. I'm just a 5, and having 4 younger siblings pretty much made me always take on the leadership role. even as a child, and playing with friends in organizing games, dance performances, lip sync fun. Yes, I actually had a girlfriend who would create lip sync and dances with me just for fun. And I've always pretty much been the head of a team. So I guess I was destined from the start to become independent and be a team leader in my journey of life. From my early 20s, at that time having two small girls, I had a dream of becoming an attorney and started towards pursuing a career in family law. I realized a short time into law school that that wasn't what I was destined to do. And shortly before I started my law education, the big D word happened. No, it wasn't death. Well, I guess it was in a way a death to the marriage, but it really blindsided me and came out of nowhere. I didn't have a plan B. I figured he made a great living and alimony and child support should get me by. I didn't think what would happen if that financial support stopped coming and what I would do when and if that day ever came, because I felt positive he was a good man and he was going to take care of his children. Well, that day came, and at that point I knew that I needed to do something to take care of my children and become independent and not have to rely on income that wasn't going to be there to support the three of us any longer. So as a good mama bear, I did what I needed to do, and I decided to utilize the skills and the training and the certifications that I had and start my own business, which would give me the opportunity to have a flexible schedule and able to be there still for my two younger children. I worked my butt off to get that business up and going so that I could support us and financially, and I found that I was pretty good at getting in front of people and convincing them that I was the one for them and that I was the one that they needed to use for their business. So a few years into that, I realized, okay, I'm really good at this. This is good, but there's something more. And when I went to college in my late 20s and got my bachelor's degree, I made sure that I majored in something that I would be able to use later on in my life, regardless of what I decided to do. I was able to acquire the knowledge that I needed to start my second business. And here we are today. Just wrapping up 2 years of my second business, which is going pretty well. I don't think always what lessons were in store for me. I'm a single mother. I still have two beautiful children, both working online with their studies while I continue to run my businesses. I would have never thought that this is where I would be today. I didn't always have the support of people close to me in my life who would encourage me to pursue a gratifying life of my own. I love what I do. I love that I'm a woman in business. I love that I am self-sufficient financially, mentally, and emotionally. But of course, I welcome a huge group of supporters in my circle, including these two women I co-host with right here. I can really appreciate that. I know that the future for me is going to be bright. I will have everything I had to give up so many years ago again. And I know that it will be because I was able to obtain it myself. I know that I don't need to be rich. I am not out to make $1 million or $1 billion because I definitely can. And if that comes, I'll be okay with it. I know that I just don't ever want to wake up in the morning and say to myself, I really hate what I do. So until I don't love this anymore, this is all I'll continue to do. And if that day comes or I wake up in the morning and I just don't want to do what I'm doing anymore, then I'm sure that there'll be something else that's meant to come my way.
Lisa, I completely relate to you being the eldest of a Mexican Catholic family. We are put in a position that we get to lead, so I could totally relate to that part. And Amy, gosh, we go to school for something and we end up somewhere else. The stories are so relatable. I am so blessed to be surrounded by these beautiful women.
Thank you so much. Well, listeners, I can see, or I hope you can see, I should say, how important our comfort zone talks are for me. These girls, I can resonate with you tremendously. Everything you're saying, I understand, I feel your journeys, and I'm excited where this show is going because we're here to share with you, the audience, where we are, where we came from, and we hope that you'll continue to come back. We would love for you to subscribe to our channel. Girl Talk is here to support all of you women. We're here weekly for you. Join us in the comfort zone.
I loved it.
And this light.
Yay!
That's a wrap.
Bam.